Good morning, Rosenor School. This is Joel Brandt, class of 2003, and you're watching R360 News.
Good morning again, RedHawks Nation, and welcome to your R360 morning announcements. I'm your host, Christy Thiessen. Welcome to Friday, April 24th. It is day 6 on the school calendar. Our top story today is one that has been developing since Trivia Thursday aired on the R360 News yesterday morning. The video has gone viral and been the subject of much public scrutiny. Rona has been inundated with angry callers debating the true answer to the trivia question of what Rona's former name was. Owner and General Manager Tyler Dewick issued a press release late last night clarifying that Mr. Jared Dewick's guess of True Value was in fact the franchise banner of Valley Enterprises, the correct trivia answer. Now for the real question that everyone's been asking about, does the complimentary hot beverage station at Rona serve hot chocolate? Our research team has confirmed that Rosenor does in fact have hot chocolate, as confirmed by Rhonda Friesen in the group chat. Ms. Sabrin would like to send a special shout out to Jacob and Gerhard Martins, as they have now answered 300 ELA questions in IXL just between the two of them. And while we're celebrating IXL accomplishments, congrats to Mrs. Cornelson's grade 3 class for reaching the 50,000 mark in class questions completed. Great work to all students who have been completing math and ELA work at home. Our RedHawk of the week is Rebecca Cursell in grade 6. Rebecca's teachers feel that she deserves special recognition as she has been doing an excellent job of not only keeping up with her own schoolwork, but also helping her younger siblings out with their assignments at the same time. Rebecca's teacher says that she is simply awesome. Way to go, Rebecca. At this time, we have a special math question coming to you from the Rosenor School social media team. This COVID-19 travel question was posted yesterday, and the results were so exciting to imagine. We're going to give you a minute to get out the calculator app on your phones if you need it, and follow along with these steps. So first of all, you need to choose a number between 1 and 9. Got one? Now, multiply that number by 3. Now add 3 to your answer. Multiply that number by 3. Now take the 2 digits from your answer and add them together. The number that you end up with will be your next travel destination during COVID-19 isolation. Post in the live chat window which exciting location you will be traveling to. On the topic of amazing tricks, let's go now to Mr. Dewick's household, where he and his kids have a magic trick for us.
Hi, this is Emmett from kindergarten. Hi, this is Avery.
Hi, this is Mr. Dewick.
This is our magic trick.
All right. Emmett, what color of drink would you like?
Probably purple.
Purple? Oh, of course, I can give you that. Okay. Avery, what color of drink would you like?
Blue.
A blue drink? We'll see. Oh, okay. Emmett, what other color of drink would you like?
Well, maybe, I don't know, probably a reddish pink.
A reddish pink? I don't know. Oh, okay. And finally, Avery, what other color drink would you like?
Lilac.
A yellow drink? Oh, I don't know. We'll see if that works. Oh, okay. Well, you got your yellow drink. Thanks for watching.
Bye! Thanks for watching RedHawk 360. Click there or click here. Click here.
Great job, Emmett and Avery. And now it's time for our next submission in the Rube Goldberg Challenge put forth by Mrs. Lopez. Students have been tasked with creating a complex machine that will fill up a cup of water. Let's see if Oliver Siemens is up to the task.
Hi, today we're going to look at my Rube Goldberg machine. Let's see if it works. Woo!
This is Name Dropping, the game where RedHawk staff and students try to outdo each other with who has the most remarkable friends and family members.
Ironically, that's exactly what Vin Diesel asked me when Dwayne Johnson refused to appear in the Fast and the Furious 9. Not helpful?
I'm Kaylee, and this is Name Dropping.
Hi there, I'm Bryce Pallister, a good friend and godparent to Kaylee Siemens. I am a grain farmer from Portage la Prairie, and we're from a fifth-generation family farm. Before I became a farmer, I was also a country music singer and got to perform all across Canada for a number of years. I'm also the nephew of Premier Brian Pallister, so I'm interested in politics as well. Have a good day, everyone.
As our various K-12 classes have been meeting online, there have been many memories made and laughs along the way. Let's drop in on the grade 5 to 6 science lesson and you can see what I'm talking about.
Why do some stars appear brighter than others? Do you know that one, Jenna? Want to take a guess?
Some are closer and some are farther.
Yeah, it has to do, you're right, it has to do with distance. And what is the name of the star in our solar system, Brandon?
The sun.
The sun. You know, I was up all last night trying to chase the sun, and then it dawned on me. Come on.
I get it. It dawned on you.
Insert laughter. Oh, good one, Mrs. Lopez. Since all you watching at home are undoubtedly still laughing at that great joke, let's carry this over to our official joke of the day.
All right, kids, who's ready for some jokes about school? So what's the deal with homework? You're not working on your home? Yeah, that's a shame. So you know in school they make you take these hearing tests? You really listen hard to those, don't you? I want it to be unbelievable on the hearing test. I wanted them to come to me after and go, we think you may have something close to super hearing. What you heard was actually a cotton ball touching a piece of felt. We're sending the results to Ottawa, and we'd like you to be the next Prime Minister. So I was walking down River Road South with my kids the other day, and one of them started to lag behind a little. So he calls out to us, wait up, hey guys, wait up. That's what kids say, you know, they don't say wait, they say wait up. Because everything in their life is up, the future is up. Wait up, hold up, shut up, can't I stay up? For parents, of course, everything is just the opposite. Everything's down, calm down, slow down, sit down, put that down.
The R360 News team would like to send out 2 very special happy birthdays this morning. One for Jada Mazinki for today, and the other for Dylan Ginter for Sunday. Happy birthday, Jada and Dylan. Because it's Friday, we have a special double feature for you as we sign off today. First, we will present to you the Bryce Pallister music video, Down Dusty Roads, in its entirety, followed by the often requested and much anticipated return of Aaron Mankey's Cabinet of Curiosities. Have a great Friday, everyone.
I travel many miles on bones, down dusty roads like a rolling stone. I don't know what you've been told, but what I know is worth more than gold. but it feels that way. This old road just stays the same day after day, but I won't complain. And all I can see is you here with me. Hey baby, won't you get me down? I have another round and forget tomorrow. One of these days it's gonna turn around, it's gonna slow me down. But now I'm thinking I've moved on and she's gone. It's all coming undone. She wasn't gonna wait forever. What was I thinking? The mistakes that I've made before I went away. You can't expect it to wait forever.
Harry arrived at the Old English mansion with work on his mind, but he left with something else entirely. He had been called upon to take care of a fairly simple task. Much like the mansion itself there in York, the pipes in the basement were really old, and a few of them needed replaced. As a plumber's apprentice, this was the sort of task he could handle on his own, so he was sent out to get the job done. As he worked at the top of a ladder, his neck bent to study the pipe above him, he was startled by a sudden noise. He later told others that it sounded like a trumpet, with one long, steady blast. It seemed to come out of nowhere and took him by such surprise that he actually fell off the ladder to the stone floor below. As he was returning to his feet, the sound stopped and something entered the basement through a far wall. Well, entered is a misleading term. This figure seemed to step out of the wall itself, as if the stone there was nothing more than a mirage. At the sight of this figure, Harry lost his cool and rushed into a dark corner to watch it from a distance. He claimed it was the figure of a Roman soldier, complete with weapons, armor, and a plumed helmet. After the soldier had passed all the way through the basement wall, it was followed by more. They walked in pairs, side by side, in front of horses that were pulling carts. Harry was terrified, but he watched it all nonetheless. Each of the soldiers, he claimed, were wearing short swords on their right hip and carrying round metal and wood shields. Beneath their armor, Harry could see green tunics, and their feet were clad in leather sandals with straps that wound all the way up to their knees. He watched this ghostly parade for a few moments as they exited the wall on one side of the basement and then vanished in the same manner on the opposite side. And then they were gone. Harry, though, had a choice: keep working or run out of the basement as quickly as he could. I can't find a record of which option he picked. What I do know, though, is that he told others about what he saw. It was a fantastic story, full of suspense and drama, but it earned him a lot of criticism. It was all fantasy, some said. The Roman soldiers in his vision weren't historically accurate because Romans wore red, not green, and they carried rectangular shields, not round, with their swords on their left hip, not their right. Every historian in 1953 was absolutely certain of this. It turns out Harry wasn't the only person to have seen the ghostly soldiers. Decades before, a guest of the previous owner of the mansion claimed to have seen them as well, but just like Harry, he was laughed at and ridiculed. Not that Frank Green, the man who owned the place, ever doubted a Roman connection to the mansion. In fact, quite the opposite. Green knew for a fact that his mansion had been built right on top of an ancient Roman road. He had even uncovered a number of Roman columns on the property and placed one of them upstairs in the main house. The Romans were real, as everyone knew. But the ghosts? Well, that was just fantasy. All of that changed years later. Archaeologists digging near the mansion discovered the graves of Roman soldiers that dated to a period after the Romans had left England and gone back to Rome. They were, in fact, Roman-trained reserve soldiers, given the task of watching over Rome's investment in the area, and there was something unexpected about them. Each skeleton had a sword beside it, located not on the left hip as expected, but on the right. The shields in the grave sites were also unusual since they were round and not the typical rectangular shape. But the biggest shock of all was the discovery of small scraps of fabric, which hinted at the true color of their tunics. You can probably guess what color they were, too. That's right. They were green. Our old plumber friend Harry took a lot of flack for his bizarre encounter that day in the basement of the mansion. He was mocked and shamed and told he was wrong. But over the years, he stuck to his story and never wavered. And I think it's safe to say that that was a good thing. Because time and a bit of digging eventually proved him right.